You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dads After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dads After Show.
We are true players here at AFTERBUZZ TV. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the after show for Dads on Fox. We are wrapping up 2 episodes tonight. It's episode 17, Enemies of Billl, and 18, Have a Heart Attack. The finale. We have come to a close. I am your host, Lauren Leonelli.
And I'm Jenifer Golden.
And I am Kevin John.
We are just going to enjoy the end of the song for the last time.
What
you
your
folks.
interests are, who you be with, things that make you smile, what numbers to dial. You gonna be here for a while, I'ma call my crew, you gonna call your crew, we get rendezvous at AFTERBUZZ too.
Oh, he took it.
That was
We
good.
took his
That was
freestyle
good.
in here.
You know, that's what I
Speaking
do.
of what you're gonna do with your crew, ain't that right, boo? True. What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
I am actually in a play on Valentine's Day.
What play?
Bravo.
Yeah, thank you. It's a play. It's called Pop What You Got, and it is it's a Christian-based play, and it's basically about it's pop with like dancing because it's
okay.
about the origin of break dance. So I dance in there, you know.
So
Cool.
at the end of the episode, don't forget to tell all the fans where they can see it if you're in the LA area. Please.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
What are you guys? Hold on, you're not just gonna ask me my plans.
Oh.
What are you guys doing?
Well, I don't really have any plans necessarily quite yet, but if you would like to change that, call me.
Yeah, please.
Tweet me.
Callers 1-800-6 whatever it is.
254.
237.
I don't know.
Jen.
I am going to have sushi and go to the Imagine Dragons concert.
Only person
With-
at this table with the date.
with-
Awesome. Make me
with-
feel good about myself.
Somebody.
Oh, so I'm glad
Is
one
this
person
person's name Billl?
No,
I don't know. I'm just taking a
is.
wild guess
It
because
is.
we were talking about Enemies of Billl, which was the first episode that we were going to quickly wrap up because we're going to kind of do them all in one. They kind of like went together anyway.
did.
They blended, I feel like. The stories overlapped.
So we, I mean, speaking of Valentine's Day, probably going to have a couple drinks here and there. And we opened this episode watching Warner and Crawford polish off a bottle of whiskey in which they were talking about how they wanted to ration it. They're drinking it. They're drunk. How funny was it the next day with the cut to the next scene where Camila standing at the couch and she just let that scream out because, Crawford peed on the couch because he was drunk.
That was hilarious. That was typical Camila too.
Typical
when
Camila.
That was hilarious.
We got a lot of Vanessa these 2 episodes. I was excited
Love
about
that.
So-
she wasn't in the 2 before that.
I know, like barely.
Barely.
So this time we had a lot of her. It was good.
Yeah.
She decides, hey, this is not, we need to stop drinking.
Right. We need to make a change, so we're all going to
And
go
instead
cold turkey.
instead of her just like going, you guys aren't drinking, they all stopped drinking.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny when we saw her like, the guys at work trying to figure out how they're going to get through without alcohol, and they're chewing gum, they're pouring a bunch of sugar in their coffee, they're doing a bunch of stuff. And then it cuts to, they're like, and how's Camila dealing with this right now, this no drinking thing? And Warner's like, she's fine. And then it shows
I love
her
that it cuts to her putting on her lipstick, and
with
then
the mirror.
she's just like,
she was like mommy dearest in
Yeah.
the mirror, like, I'm fine, I don't need red wine. It was really funny.
and then she took her lipstick and like went off her cheek.
Onto her cheek. It was great.
And disgusting, but yeah.
Yeah. And so, and then also, again, like I said, we're blending the episodes, but this also coincided with Crawford finding a home. They found a home for Crawford. They needed to, talk about getting him, a different place to stay. This wasn't working out, and that ended up backfiring. Like always, we always say that. I think we did kind of predict that, like, one of the dads was going to
Yeah.
go away, but then they were
I
going to
think
want him
you
back.
actually
I
predicted
did.
it.
But what about him getting rid of his ankle bracelet prior to that?
I totally forgot about that. It was hilarious.
That was so comical. Like they were basically there's this big thing. He was getting rid of his ankle bracelet, and it took like 2 seconds. And they're like, "Okay, he's free to go." Yeah. And then Crawford just sits back down.
And they were like, it was like letting an animal free in the wild.
Yes.
They were
my
like,
God.
Go on.
Go play. You're back in your.
They're always scared to go.
They're always scared to go, and they look back at you all sad with their sad eyes. And no, so that was funny. And then we see that that David isn't feeling well. And he's sitting on the couch, he's kind of bumming around. He ends up having a heart attack. So, which I did tell you in the news and gossip last week that the actor Peter Rieger actually did have heart surgery. They put a stent in his heart. He had a clogged artery, and they filmed that finale episode a day after he had that procedure.
That's so crazy that he was able to then be in the episode.
Well, I mean,
a day later. I mean, that's like a major surgery.
I mean, when you're on those contracts, you show up.
They don't
care. Or those pain pills.
Heart surgery or not.
Exactly.
I know it's heart surgery and it's a big deal, but I'm pretty sure it's different than like open heart surgery.
Yeah. It probably wasn't that
when they put
complex.
a stent in your heart. I think they sorry, I'm hitting microphones over here. I think to demonstrate. I think they go through like your arm and or probably your left arm, because it wouldn't make sense to go through your right arm.
Where's your heart located again?
Well, it's actually more in the middle of your chest than it is on the left. It's like closer to the middle. I'm a doctor, by the way, in case you
clearly.
Don't know. Anyway,
the more you know,
they go through your
arm. The more you know.
They go through your arm, and I think it's clearly it's surgery. You're going under. It's your heart. It's a big deal. I'm not saying it's not. It's just I think that's why he was able to go. It's a little less invasive than some other major heart surgeries, but still, nonetheless, he had just had heart surgery, and he was awesome. I have a little tidbit. Well, I'll save it for, we won't really have news and gossip today because it's our last one, but I'll tell you a little inside knowledge. The scene where he cried, where he was giving advice. He was giving advice to Eli to go get Veronica. And he was like, he broke down and cried and said, go get her, go get her. That was not written that way. It wasn't meant to be an emotional scene. It was just meant to, David telling him what to do. They do have those moments. We see Eli and David have those moments often throughout the season where they'll have because David's a pretty stern, hard guy. Yeah. And so it's nice to see him have a little bit of a softer side, and we've seen that before. This scene was shot. It was shot a few times, and one of the takes, or I think it was the last one, Peter Rieger, the actor, broke down and got very emotional and cried. I mean, I think it was an emotional time for him. He just had this surgery. He somehow, this conversation hit a chord in him somewhere, and he got very emotional, and that's the take they used. So we all got to see. I mean, you don't expect to see that in a sitcom. You really don't.
Exactly.
No.
And it was,
or from that particular character.
But there were some real sentimental moments in that last one. I mean, that wasn't the only one. So
wait, what else was sentimental? I mean, there were, but what else was? The conversation between Camila and Warner when he's like, "I need my dad. I need to go get my dad."
Exactly.
And Camila, and how good was Vanessa in that scene too, where she was like, "Hey, if that's what you want, go get him."
She totally supported it.
Yeah.
I would guess she probably plays into her real life situation where it's you have to do these things for the person you love.
Totally.
You do make sacrifices. You do what's right for them.
Yeah. No, that's 100% what it was.
And then, one of my favorite scenes was towards the end when all three of them were, it was the rain was out.
So dramatic. Of course it's raining.
You know what it kind of reminded me of? What was that movie, The Notebook?
Yeah.
When at the end of this rain, he's like, it's not over for me. But that's what you see when you see Eli burst out of the door running in the rain.
And they ran by each other.
They ran by each other. Yes, that was so hilarious. All three stories intertwining.
I know.
And it just got this real dramatic, I mean, it was comedic, but it was still
even in, sorry to interject, but you're right. They have these dramatic moments, but because it's a sitcom and because it's got to follow that format and fall in that category, even in the emotional scene with David and Eli, he stopped crying and said a couple cracks, typical David, and then all of a sudden went right back to the lip quivering. I mean, it was real, genuine sadness. It wasn't sitcom sadness. It wasn't hokey, I'm crying. It was real emotional, dramatic acting.
And he can be hokey when playing in those moments. Totally. So to see the contrast and it be a genuine emotion.
It was heartbreaking to watch because you feel like you watch this guy, you think you know who he is, and he's so hardcore, and then when a human being is having a real moment. And that human being, not the character, that actor was having a real moment.
Yeah.
And you were
Peter,
like,
not David.
Yeah. And you're like, what do we, oh my God. You're like watching this vulnerable moment. And then, you know, the camera did cut to Seth Green, and, you know, knowing what I knew watching the scene, that was not like the way it was written, like, and he gets emotional now. Like it was also awesome to see Seth genuinely react to it too, because in the moment he was just go like, oh my God. I just thought it was nice to see on such a funny kind of, you know, crazy, wacky show. It was nice to see that. And you know, it's the season finale. It was like a big.
But can I say what I'm real mad about the season finale? Can I dish? Because we're all big fans of the show. Don't get me wrong, but you know, this my opinion. To be, you know, as funny as the season was, and just, you know, all the humor, you know, whether offensive, irreverent, you know, sarcastic, whatever, hilarious.
Yeah.
You would think that the ending, every show, they end with the hilarious button.
Totally.
Right.
And I think I was so looking forward to that, this show, more than anything. And the last scene is like the saddest thing I've ever seen.
It's not funny. It's not a button.
Yeah.
And it's
Seth walking away in the rain.
I didn't get it. I was like, did I miss something?
Eli walking away in the rain.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, like when I watch Homeland, like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And then it happens. I kept thinking that too. I will say this. You're right. It wasn't typical of how they normally end. And the reason why I think, well, I'm pretty sure, again, sitcom format, that they button every show is because they don't ever carry the storyline through. It's always just compartmentalized into whatever show that is. Like, we never ever talked about how Edna and David got married and had the sex.
Right.
We never talked about any of those things. The only thing that kind of sprinkled its way through were just little things like, you know, annoying things about the dads, or that Eli kind of hit on Veronica, which we'll touch on really quick.
Exactly.
And this, I think the reason they did this is because I think we're all, and we still don't know, crossing our fingers for a season 2.
And
this was a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and this is like something that can definitely
I think that's why they did that. But you're right, though. It's not typical to the fashion of how they've been doing it.
Like, it didn't have to be a sad moment. It could have still been open ended. Like, the fact is, she may not marry him. Like, she really may not. There's still time. So it could have been a funny moment. Like, it would have been funny maybe if, like, he bumped into the glass while looking through the window or something.
Yes.
Like
a little, or if that guy that was running, that went to the thing, had shouted something in the background.
Yeah.
Or a bird had pooped on.
Right.
You know, there's. I mean, I don't want to tell them how to rewrite the show. They do a phenomenal job, but it just seems like there could have been.
I know what you're saying. Well, in the episode, what about God? They're all running together now. I think it was this episode where they it was. Eli went to go get Crawford at the home that he was in, and the orange cat jumped on the guy's lap.
And he
went,
oh crap! Yes.
Crap. That was funny. Right. That was like a little button. I mean, it didn't end the show, but it was like a little bit of a button because
it's hysterical.
And they brought that in from the one line in the beginning of the episode where it's like, oh, and that nice orange cat that jumps on your lap when you're about to die, and then it did that to the guy. I mean, it was just funny how they did that. But yes, it did end dramatically. We will touch on for a second. Because, you know, we're talking kind of fast about both these episodes, but it's a season finale and we're hoping for a season 2. But Veronica and Eli, we see that this little love connection that we've seen throughout the 18 episode season.
And you've been totally rooting for that.
Totally rooting for it and predicted it. Thank you very much, Queen of Predictions. I like that I crown myself that here at AfterBuzz TV, but it's true.
You swear you would think she knows someone that's on the show or
you
something.
Would think
I
so.
didn't have any insider knowledge. I did not. I swear on my cat, and you guys know that. See?
Yeah. She means business now.
Never told anything about any storyline on this show.
I know.
I just am that smart.
You are.
But yeah, I was excited to see that, you know, Eli was kind of admitting his a little bit open about his crush for her, which we've been, you know, kind of all of us have been rooting for.
Yeah.
And then we find out she's engaged. And we don't really get to see a softer side of Veronica. She's always like hardcore, cracking the whip, telling everyone to do at work, keeping everybody in line.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see her talk about this guy that they've been dating for 6 months, but it's great that, they knew and now they're getting engaged. And then again, cut to the emotional scene where David said, go get her. And you're like, yeah, get her. And then he saw how happy, that's what happened, right? He saw how happy they were and was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, because he was going to go and intervene, but when he saw them just laughing, and he was like, okay, I can't do this.
I like that was the case, because it could have gone in a variety of ways. Like he could have like split them up, and then they went on a date and him be like, yeah, like the chase was more fun. I like that there are those tender moments. I do, like you said, wish that there was like a funny button on the end. But
well, you know, I mean, hopefully if we have a season 2, there will be a lot more of that to come. And I wonder how they're going to deal with this. Like if they're going to start from that point, because like if they're going to, you know, have Eli enter from the rain or something, like all defeated, and that's going to be the beginning of season 2. I don't know. We shall see. We don't know yet if there's a season 2.
I think Veronica, though, would be a hysterical bridezilla.
Oh my God.
She would be so
how
funny.
about when Warner found out that they were getting married and he freaked out? Remember in the hospital, she was like, I'm engaged. And he was like, and screamed like a girl.
Oh, because he loves weddings.
He loves weddings. Yeah. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. I was glad to see a lot of Vanessa this show, these 2 shows, because we haven't seen her a lot.
Right.
And we got to see it was a nice dose of everybody, because we're going to miss them until we find out. We got to see a lot of funny Edna, of course, you know, just all of our faves. I've really grown to like the show.
Wait, okay, who's your favorite out of everybody? Character, not actor.
Okay. I don't know what it is, but I really have a soft side for Warner.
You do. You totally do.
I always am like, oh, Warner.
I feel like he reminds you of your cat.
Boo.
Maybe. He's a little Mugwai-ish. That's my cat, Mugwai.
Right.
Sorry. I was confusing.
Is that your cat's name?
Yeah. Mugwai.
Okay, I'm not going to inquire
It's fine. It's from the Gremlins. It's, you know.
That gives you insight into her favorite movies as a child.
Yeah. No, well, not necessarily my favorite. I liked it.
Gizmo.
No, but everybody names their cute cats Gizmo. I took it a step further and named him the breed that Gizmo was, which was a Mugwai.
Whatever.
You know what's a good name, Kevin.
Whatever.
Don't whatever me. Who's your favorite character, Jen?
Edna.
I love Edna. She's second, I think.
I love Edna because of all the stereotypes that she covers in herself while talking about other people, and she like names them whatever.
Yeah.
What did she say? Like something about her being about
the Italians coming and stealing, not speaking the language and stealing all her jobs.
Yeah, and like she called out like
she has the funniest one-liners.
Yeah, she like commented on Veronica being
and the
Asian.
accent. And China lady, she called her China lady.
Right, China lady, and then if she runs and jumps, she's like immigration.
Oh like, yeah, she was good. I didn't think we were going to see as much of her in the beginning of the season, and then they started really interjecting her into the. Oh, she was great.
Yeah.
How about you, Kev?
David.
Really?
Hands down.
Really?
Really?
All these times that Lauren and I are like, he's so grumpy.
You know, because I've just been letting it build up.
Did he just take it for you in this last episode?
David, well, not only did he take it for because you just saw his true authenticity to that role and him as an actor committing to that.
Yeah.
But David, the thing I like about him is none of the episodes, pretty much from 1 through 18, is really centered around him or, you know, have been about his backstory. Maybe a few. But I love the fact, I just love his humor. Mm-hmm. His humor is so monotone, but it's just always perfect timing. Yeah. Every time I see David in a scene, I know I'm going to laugh.
He's a seasoned actor. He's trained in the theater. He was in Animal House. Was Animal House his first movie? I mean, it's like... You know, the guy knows what he's doing, clearly. So I can't disagree with you on that. I love them all, but I think that I have a soft spot for Warner.
Boo.
Listen, I want Edna to be my housekeeper and my grandmother.
Too.
Or my mom.
I want David to be my stepdad. You know, that's just like...
That'd be a fun one.
Well, I want Warner to...
Plan your wedding?
Be my...
Wedding planner?
Friend.
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Your Valentine.
Well, I don't know. It just didn't come. I didn't know what I just liked him. I don't know. I would want him to be my friend.
So you're attracted to feminine guys?
No.
Well,
but I do think
Warner,
I didn't mean it like that. I do think he's cute in like a endearing way.
Right.
He's not typically
like
my type.
Cute, like you want to go out and shop with him, like good friends, or cute, like you want to.
He's like a buddy, like a friend.
No, but you see his.
He's friend zone.
No, he's not really friend zone though.
Oh,
really?
I feel like
there's something charming about him.
Yeah, there's something endearing about him. So it's not just like, oh no, I just want to shop with you. Never mind.
Anyway.
Wow.
He's cute. It's not like, okay, geez, you're making this weird.
Him.
Don't turn this weird. That's not what I said. You're putting words into my mouth.
So
so how do you guys feel about the season as a whole? Wrapping it up. And by the way, you guys, if you're on iTunes, rate and comment. Let us know how you thought we did here, reviewing the show, what you thought about the show. If you want to see season 2, we don't know if it's here yet or not, but hopefully we can all celebrate when that happens. So keep the convo going on iTunes for us, please.
And don't forget to tweet at us because we want to hear what everyone thinks.
We love your tweets.
How did you guys feel about the show? You're wanting a season 2?
I want a season 2. I think it's a really funny show. I think that they obviously had to like find their groove and
I agree.
like, you know what works and doesn't work and what kind of humor does. I do think there was a lot of great though. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be stupid not to have a season 2.
Me too.
I mean, you know, there's no show like this on.
Right. Yep.
This show obviously has, you know, a fan following, a cult following at that will support if they do a season 2.
And the actors have followings on their own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This show kind of reminds me of Married with Children.
Totally.
Like in the vein that it was like kind of pushing the
envelope.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I loved it. I loved it. I was happy to, you know, watch it and go, you know, we spent some time on the set here and there, and just watch the show turn into what it did. I thought it was great, and I really am hoping for a season 2. So cheers to season 2 for Dads. Thank you guys for, you know, watching and tuning in every week and listening to what we have to say. We hope that you enjoyed our after show as much as we enjoyed being here and as much as we loved watching the show. We're hoping for a season 2, right?
Crossing our fingers.
Season 2.
Hold up
All
your
right,
twos.
guys. I would say see you next week, but we're done.
Peace.
So we're not going to see you next week. But we loved being here. And yeah, we'll look forward to hopefully bringing you season 2 at AfterBuzz TV,
Hopefully.
right?
And if not, you can still watch us doing some other stuff and we will keep you informed.
Yes. And we are, you know, obviously skipping predictions and
I predict there will be a season 2.
I predict there will be a season 2.
That's my prediction.
Piggybacking
All right?
on that.
Oh, all
right.
3 of us.
Holler.
Okay, well, thank you so much again, you guys. I'm your host, Lauren Leonelli. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, and my website.
And I'm Jenifer Golden. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jen the Jew. My website's jennifergolden.com. And on Facebook, I'm Jenifer Golden. And you can find Lauren and I at Two Drunk Girls.
Woo!
2 Drunk Girls. Watch us.
Yay.
Yes, I can attest to that. 2 Drunk Girls, check it out. Incredible. Ding! I'm Kevin John, and I am not drunk, but you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at HeyKevinJohn, and my website, it's kevinjohn.com.
All right, guys. We'll see you for season 2. Woo! Bye.
Pieces out.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.